Are you ready to think big and act bold? Then you are in the right place. This is Innovative Entrepreneurs, a podcast that will bring you the stories, insights, and tips from some of the most successful and innovative entrepreneurs in the world. I am your host, Erica Bailey, and I am here to help you start, scale, and sustain your own entrepreneurial journey. Let's get started. Today, honestly, I'm just going to chat because we have something happening in my community that made me think about how adversity can really impact businesses, small and large. Well, I'm going to start with defining adversity. Okay, let's do this first. It's a state or instance of serious or continued difficulty or misfortune, showing courage in the face of adversity. And I have this long-time connection who I think is absolutely brilliant. I worked with him 10 or more years ago. His name is Michael Russ, and he is like the king of zero adversity or adversity and how to get through it. I have some very good mentors. And so his description of his zero adversity life is that between the lines of life, something occurs from within us each time we face situations that strike a nerve. It's like we are reduced to the robotic reactions without realizing it. Reactions that consume our time and energy, that make us feel helpless and rob us of our quality of life. So I'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to start with my story. So today I get into work super early. I have to drop off the kid at, weights, and that's always early in the morning. So get in super early, have a great call, no problems whatsoever. Obviously that was over Zoom and I have internet. Little did I know that I had no cell service. And so I got a text message that says, "Hey, can we chat?" I'm like, "Sure." So I tried to call and nothing was happening. And he tried to call me and nothing was happening. So I finally realized at that point, maybe there's something wrong with my phone. So you do, obviously, what you're taught. You put it on airplane mode. If that doesn't fix it, then you turn it off and on. If that doesn't fix it, what will, right? So it's that SOS where you can only call emergency services. And, I'm thinking, small problem here, and it'll be fixed any minute. And all of a sudden I get this FaceTime message or FaceTime call from my daughter on the computer. She's like, "Are you having troubles with your phone?" Yeah. So obviously she's having trouble. Obviously Jason's having trouble. And so we go to Verizon thinking that it was maybe our service, our lines. Did I pay the bill? Yes, I paid the bill. And when we got there, it was about 10 minutes before they opened. We didn't know that. And there was at least 10 people standing out front of the doors. And they're all standing next to each other and not talking to each other, just staring at their phones that are not working. And I found that really odd that all of these people can be standing in the same area, appearing to have the same problem, but they don't say anything to each other. So, of course, my, happy loudmouth's like, "Hey, is everybody else having problems with their phones?" Then conversations started, right? And that's when I started to listen to the chaos that this outage was having on the people in our community. And, we have a mother whose, child went to kindergarten for the first time. It's third day. A day before that, child needed to talk to, they needed to call mom. She's really worried. What if the school needs me? What if my kid needs me? How am I supposed to get a hold of them? Well, my response was just go to the school and let them know what's going on. We saw the relief and she's like, "Okay, that's what I'm going to go do." And then, multiple different individuals who have different needs. But the point is that all of these people A were there for the same thing, but felt uncomfortable to communicate about it. And then they all had stories about how this disruption has created the chaos in their morning. And so I'm thinking, if it can have this much impact on individuals, how is this impacting businesses? I live in a small town, obviously, but I come from a very large town. Luckily, where I am, I can walk up and down 2 or 3 streets and talk to multiple business owners. So, I went investigating, more like shopping. I was investigating, and I was going to all the different businesses, and each business was having their own adversity, their own struggle because of this outage, because they depended on the services that this service provider has, right? This is how they do their business. One business, they couldn't even sell anything, couldn't take credit cards. So they lost business all morning, she said, because people could only pay with credit cards. And we're told it's going to be 10 to 14 hours before the service is, back. So they've had to turn people away who didn't have cash. And, there's a very large possibility that they're not going to come back because of inconvenience, right? So how much business could they have possibly lost or lose during this 10 to 14 hours? A big struggle for them. Another company I met or talked to, they had to send their staff home because they couldn't even open. They work completely off the internet, and that service is now down for them. So now they have no phone, they have no internet, they had to close. So now a whole day without business, and employees had to go home. Well, employees having to go home either means they have to cut into their salary, right? Which could be a big hit for some people, or they have to use their paid time off so they don't miss out on that income. But then their PTO can't be used for something fun. So there's a struggle right there. There's the adversity right there. Some small businesses, they need every day's sales to stay alive. I ran into a couple mompreneurs, same thing. They're at home, they're working, they require the internet in order to do their jobs. So it's been a big cluster. It's chaotic everywhere here. It made me think how dependent we are on the technology that is driving us every day, and how I didn't have a backup plan. I didn't have a backup plan on how to get a hold of my high school son if something went wrong with my phones. I didn't have a plan on how to reach my family who is dealing with some major struggles at this point. I didn't know how to reach my son in Arizona. My mind is going nuts, right? Because I can FaceTime when I'm on the internet, and I can send messages. I FaceTime through Facebook when I'm on the internet. But if I have no cell service, I have no hotspots, I have no internet, I can't do my job, and I can't get a hold of my kids. Chaos, right? Adversity. Adversity can really cause chaos in your company. I mean, like Michael says, reactions that consume time and energy. Trying to figure out what the problem is. If you're not standing in front of the store, you have no idea, what's happening. This is consuming you because you're trying to figure out what the problem is. You're trying to fix the problem. You're trying to get somewhere where you can get work done. Finding out that where you go also has the same internet provider. I mean, that consumes a lot of time and energy, which could be spent productively even without the technological services. Adversity can make you feel helpless. I felt helpless this morning. I felt terribly helpless. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything about it. Adversity can rob you of your quality of life. So this I look at more for employees. Again, it goes back to that you have to take time unpaid or you have to take your PTO, and that can really impact your quality of life. So it makes sense, right? How this adversity can really impact all of us, right? Personal or professional. My questions are, have you ever run into a challenge such as this, or any challenge? And how did it impact you or your company? And what did you do to fix the problem or to at least make it easier? For me, I went investigating. So there was a good use of my time. And I also took this time to do things that I don't normally do. My office is papers everywhere because I haven't gone through them all or filed them all. So this is a time that I can take to finish something I didn't pay attention to before. And I'm actually excited about that. There's papers or things that I can write. I can get some of these blogs out that I wanted to do. I can write about the podcasts that I'm interested in doing. There's a lot that we can still do that gets tossed aside because we have to prioritize our clients and the work that, we offer them. That has to come first. So it's really hard for us to stop and do those menial things that really should be done anyway. So I worked through that, but I don't know how these other companies are going to work through their adversities. My suggestions to each one of them were work out the problem, work backwards. I'm sure we can find a solution to keep you productive today. But the dependency we have on our phones, have on our internet, I couldn't do my job. Marketing couldn't do their job. Sales, a lot of those POS systems are based off of internet providers. Without the internet, there is no CWG. There is no innovative entrepreneurs. So what's my backup? Well, to be honest, I don't have backup because until today, I didn't even realize that I needed one. So I don't know. I know this is kind of off the cuff, and whether it makes sense or not, I really don't know, but it made sense to me. If you have something to share, though, please do. I love reading comments, maybe mentioning them in different episodes where they fit in well. So tell me your stories. Maybe I can learn from you. Okay. Good luck to us. We've got 10 to 14 hours to figure it out. Anyway, if I have brought any value today, share, I appreciate it. Talk soon. If you want more of this goodness, make sure you subscribe so that you get notifications for future podcasts. And if you found value from this, please share it with others. You can visit our website at cwgdigital.com. This is Erica Bailey. I am your host, and I will see you next time.